Hey everyone, welcome to the Immaterial Gamers podcast, broadcasting live from Finland, Iceland.
Oh,
Not
pig one. Pig
not
one.
One
Iceland.
One
Yeah,
third of it is live from there.
Yeah, absolutely live
One
from.
third from Iceland or wherever you are.
Yeah,
One
absolutely.
third from God knows where he is. Some weird room with our logo just printed everywhere.
Oh, it's the cell.
I'm in the void.
Yeah, the void.
Is that where our logo comes from? The
Yeah.
void?
And then one broadcasting live from his bedroom. So anyway, yeah, I'm Ryan. I'm taking over host duties today. It's Canadian Thanksgiving, so has anyone got a party popper or anything?
No.
No. Okay, fair enough. Well, in our hearts, the Canadians will be happy in regards to that.
Can I get a turkey?
Can you get
Do
no?
you think they do have turkey?
I assume they
No.
have turkey for Thanksgiving.
No, we live in the UK. Do you think we're getting turkey? Do you think we're getting anything for Christmas that isn't corn?
No, I'm curious because for American Thanksgiving they have turkey because that's meant to be something that was eaten at the first meal where they all meant to have sat together.
Yeah.
And then, so what was eaten at the first meal when they first found Canada?
Maybe you should. I mean, do you know anyone from the First Nations who would be around to tell you what that was? Because if the answer's turkey, then
and I'd like to know which one did they go off? Did they go for the English, the French, or is that the only two?
The British.
what is it? Oh,
It's
right,
British. It's probably just turkey.
yeah. Well, yeah. So you obviously had the colonizing of the sort of the English or the French and the First Nations who originally owned the land
natives.
before we decided to ruin it by doing our usual exceptionalism, colonialism, and all that bollocks.
Yeah, I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, no, do we? Anyway, yeah. So I'm Ryan. That's Dariusz to my right, and below us is Stefan. As you can see by the names, actually, to be honest, they're all in the box. But I've also pointed, knowing that this is an audio cast. So
They do eat roasted turkey. What a fucking bullshit.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so yeah, still on the idea that I don't usually host these much anymore. I end up being a guest on our own podcast. But
I love the fact though when that, because it's like come to that to me it's like a stale thing when Terry does it. As soon as Ryan's back on, I just cause chaos.
just immediately. So yeah, there's a slight lie here. I am not broadcasting from Iceland because, well.
It's just
why would I be? Yeah, just as cold and nowhere near as bright. No, the reason I've got the background on is I always make the joke of broadcasting live from a League of Legends World event. Did it with MSI a few weeks back, and yeah, it just happens. But there's going to be a little segment that I'm just going to state is called Ryan's Soapbox, and you'll be, I'd say, looking forward to that later, but maybe not. But we'll also, we've also got a couple of bits of news to talk about as well. But we'll move on to the original feature of our podcast. I say original, and every gaming podcast seems to do it. It's called What's Been Played, and I need to find the first person in the top left to talk about what they've played, and it's me.
Sounds good to me.
So so what have I been playing? Oh well, I've been playing more Tales of Arise. Thank you very much, Ryan. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I have opinions about how this works. Go on, go right before you start.
I want to hear your opinions because every time you say something in the stream, I just go no, Ryan, stop.
Yeah, I need right. Yeah, I still need you to. I'm still going on my own thing. I'm guessing. There's no point in telling me at that point. I just
you're
wrong.
You to stop guessing. No, even if you're right, I'm still gonna put no, Ryan. Stop.
No, I guess because that's how I talk. But there is a point I'm going to make that you will most likely agree with at this point now. So
So
I-
many sticks.
Oh, so many sticks up so many butts, right? That's the thing. So for anyone who hasn't been sort of watching the streams, I've gone to a point now that I'm just playing games to completion, and the first game that's worked on that is Tales of Arise, the RPG from Bandai Namco, who've changed their logo and it's awful now. Sorry, I preferred the
What
old.
have they changed it to?
Oh, it's like some sort of like pink on black thing. One minute.
Because Steam had a sale for them the other day, and it had their old logo on it.
Yeah, it still does have it. Oh no, maybe they've announced it. Yeah, there we go. It's this like pink speech bubble abomination. I'm just gonna go and put it in our Discord, just so you can see.
Look,
But
come on, I
just
want to see. I want to see.
just I'll put it in the podcast availability. But it's this thing. It's black text on white background. It
You
says
know what that's
Bandai
for, don't
Namco,
you?
and it's a pink speech bubble. It looks like a
You
T-Mobile
know what?
logo.
Look, you know why they've done that?
Why?
Because I was reading an article the other day about the because it's the same people who did the game that they did the game as well that Dariusz played the other day, the stream the other day, Little Nightmare.
Little
Yeah.
Nightmares, yes.
Yes, that is their first big game they've actually had properly out in the West, and Tales is becoming their close second, bringing about 50% of their profits
Right.
just
So
from the West.
right. So why's
So-
why's the design so basic?
The logo's being changed to appeal to more people for the West.
We're from the West. We liked the old logo.
It's
Well,
more
I
the
personally like
American.
the
The European, they've kind of got a good marketing already. It's
Right.
the American market they're trying to get into. And seeing that, I watch a lot of stuff in Facebook and all the rest of it where it's like, okay, American, now we're going to go sidewalk. No, and pavement. And they're like, oh, well, I thought, well, it's on the side and you walk on it. Sidewalk. It's like, well, it's a bit simple, but okay.
Yeah.
It goes off the whole thing of Americans, and I find this kind of a lot, especially when I did art and design. Americans don't like stuff like big flashy stuff.
So they
Don't
want
get
it
me
a
wrong,
bit more
they do like big flashy stuff, but they seem to like more little minimum things.
minimalistic
that-
design.
Yeah,
Right.
which look really complicated, but are really not. And if you just make a design that's too complicated, it seems to baffle with Americans' heads.
Ah. Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I feel really sorry for Americans that listen to us, but for my experience in design, that is generally, if you look through researching for when stuff has come from, let's say, from the East to the European to American, you see it slowly. It doesn't really change much for the European
Mhm.
because it's no matter what it tends to get a good footing in, and then as soon as it goes to America, it changes. But it's the same way the other way around.
Yeah.
You watch an American company trying to advertise something for the East,
Yeah.
and you watch their logo go from something really simple to what happened to that?
Yeah. So it's just like this bombastic explosion of shapes and color.
Yeah, because
Right.
over there it's a more of a cultural thing to have all this color. It's not going to stand out to everything. It just blends into everything. If you have that, it's not really going to blend in anywhere, is it?
No.
Especially in, let's say Japan, what you know of Japan culture and everything else, that logo is not going to blend in.
Yeah. I mean, to me,
Knowing
I guess
Go on.
with sort of to its credit, I guess if their aim of we want you to talk about our games was the theme, then yeah, I
putting their
guess it
logo
works
in a
on
speech
that.
bubble, it's like, oh, have you heard of this?
Yeah, and I mean, I guess there's a lot of gaming
It has got
material
that
that's worked for that.
It has got that bit. Has got that design of it is
Like,
tricking you into
Yeah, that's subliminal.
This is in a speech bubble. You should speak about this type thing. It's like when you read a speech bubble on anything like comics, manga, anything, you kind of put on a voice in your head when you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
don't
and
get it.
I can hear that kind of Japanese voice Bandai.
Yeah, and it makes people remember it more.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I just like the old logo. I mean, to be honest, it was enough that a couple of years ago it used to say Namco Bandai, and then they flipped
Yes.
the names. It's Bandai Namco now, and it still just messes me up that sometimes I say Namdai Banco. But anyway, back to Tales of Arise.
That
Oh,
just
go on.
sounds like a Mortal Kombat move gone wrong.
Fair enough. We just hit him with the Bandai Namco. But yeah, so Tales of Arise. So been streaming, got about 30 hours through now, 32 hours I think by the end of the stream. Basically, the game's runtime is mirroring the stream time that have been going on. No farming on the outside and stuff like that. But yeah, we got to the fifth realm. The basic story. Man and woman and party of misfits look to stop an invading force from another planet, and their ability to enslave the entire populace. You do that by taking each lord out one at a time, and you get to the fifth lord, some undead-looking motherfucker, who...
Hey, he was beautiful.
Yeah.
He looked like Sephiroth all the way.
Well, I just like the fact that with his walking, it really did look like he was dead for years and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they've got to the boss fight, and it's like a Tales game where you're facing the big bad, and you defeat him, and then he powers up and goes, "Do you think this is over?"
Go on.
And you
did
go
think
again.
That was a fight you had to lose.
Well, yeah, because slight spoilers on this from when reviews came out. There was a reviewer who turned around and said, "We got to all this. I thought what I thought was the final boss, and then X and Y happened." So I thought, all right, we probably got to this point. It's a must lose, and whatnot. No, it just turns out he was ridiculously difficult to beat and required by the end of it. And from some heated discussion between me and Stefan on there, required the use of correctly timed boost breaks at every step of the fight. Because basically, if he got into a combo, your party was dead.
Yes.
So you had to basically stop him, and to be fair, he's got what I can now consider one of the most epic mystic arts that I've seen in a Tales game yet, where he brings out a giant ice sword from fucking nowhere and just drives it into the arena that you're fighting on. Slightly less epic knowing to the fact that all you need to do to dodge the massive amount of damage that he's dealing is just constantly mash the dodge button and just keep going.
Do you know something? Well, on my playthrough of that, he set it off once for you, didn't he?
Yeah, just once, because he was charging it up when.
I took him out when he was charging it the first time.
See, part of the thing
so
that
I never
got
got to see it hit the ground. I just sat there going, nope, can't let him hit the ground. I don't care what it's gonna do. Just don't hit him the ground. Just going mental on his butt.
Why does it sound like the Dark Souls game?
Well,
it's nowhere near.
No,
seriously, but the way you kind of describing that, once he gets into certain movements, there's no way of stopping. You are basically just watching your team die, and
no, it's just like staples of the Tales franchise. They have like this feature called Over Limit that once a character takes a certain amount of damage, they're unblockable or like they're unstunnable for a small amount of time.
Yeah.
And then they have an additional feature on there where if you hit them with a skill and make contact and deal damage and hold the button, you then deal what they call a Mystic Art, which is like this big, massive damage dealing thing. And the way that it works, whatever you can do, they can do. So, and theirs are generally a lot more. A
bit more devastating, seeing that they're one person dealing with a team of like 4.
Yeah. But I'd say Tales of Arise is a lot more action orientated in its playing as other Tales games were, mainly due to the fact they dropped the multiplayer aspect of it that you could do for fights. It's now a single player only game.
Where did you end the last stream? Because I never watched Yeah, last a bit of it.
So I've literally ended it it's like I played an hour after, and this is what I'm gonna get to, and I'll probably just explain it. So defeated the boss, and then you get the cutscene where you think, right, everything's over. I knew
I remember
it wasn't
this.
over at
3
that
months
point.
later.
Yeah, well, 1 month later.
Yeah, I thought it was 3.
It's 1 month later.
Yeah, 1 month later.
Here's the thing of what I'm about to say on this. The way I've now thought about it in my head, and I spoke to Martin about it before going live, and I want to see if you agree with me on that. What I've basically finished doing on the stream on Sunday is completed season 1 of the anime Tales of Arise.
Yeah, a bit like with Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah.
Where it was basically, you completed this side of the world.
Yeah.
And then it was like, the second part is you in the other side. Have fun.
Yeah. But the thing is, Tales of Symphonia didn't give you an entirely brand new animated cutscene to let you know that you were playing the second half of the game.
It actually did. Every Tales
Press
game
X to doubt.
I'm not pressing X to do anything.
Oh, I'm pressing X to doubt.
I
know there was an entirely different game. There was Tales of the New World, which was Tales of the New World is its own set.
Tales of Symphonia
there was this like the spin-off sequel.
Yeah, where it was both worlds
Dawn
were
of the
joined
New
together
World or something like that.
Both worlds were joined together and they have to work together.
Yeah.
But people were being still fussy pants about it.
Yeah, but the way it seriously is designed, because you mentioned this in the Saturday stream, didn't you? That the creators of Tales of Arise did not want to do a sequel to this game.
No.
So what it sounds like they've done is they've mashed in all their big ideas into one game.
But as I did say to you as well, while I was actually speaking to you, is they're saying they don't want a sequel. No one said about a prequel.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
No one said we're not going to go back 300 years.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just the way it's designed, though. And from what you've told me afterwards, and we're going to put the spoiler warning on here again, that's not the last intro that you get. So Stefan has got further into the game and hit a point where there's now a season 3 intro to the anime Tales of Arise.
To be honest, it's not a completely new intro. What it is a bit of an extension added to the last one you got.
Right.
Which makes sense, because when I watched it on yours, you watched the whole thing. I skipped it, part of it.
And I watched the all of it, and there's a copyright claim on YouTube at the moment because that was licensed music.
Bad boy. Well, at the end of that intro is what you end up looking like when they add the extra bit to it.
Right. So I guess I kind of like that at that point in the fact that we're moving these sort of like cutscenes to now represent what your characters are going to look like. So going through the point, but yeah, you know what? I'm still enjoying it. I mean, I'm on the idea that we're nowhere near completion. So there's going to be.
I want one thing. You've met a sovereign. You are a sovereign. Why have you got nowhere near that power of that sovereign?
What convenience!
I'm literally thinking Alfin sat there with so much power up his bum, and he's just sat there waiting to like use it. And he's like, Master Yoda.
To be fair,
I'm saving my energy. I am.
He doesn't really have much time to deal with like the amount of power that he could generate because of the party of sticks up the butt.
Come on.
And even supporting cast.
Sticks at the butt. For what I played, there's only 2 people in this whole game that ever have sticks up the butt. Laura's too stupid. Yeah, Shion and Ren.
Yeah.
Shion sticks start falling out when Ren's seems to appear more.
Yeah, except that I've got to 1 month later, and it seems that stick has gone right back up there. And I know the stuff that you want to explain, but
it does literally drop out quite quickly.
Right. Okay.
Once stuff starts, I think you've just had the anchor drop, as what they call it.
I don't know. I'd literally just got to a point where we were looking around and trying to get people to realize, that they're not under control anymore. and I found a guy just dead in the middle of the castle. So you go to report it to his mum, who goes, "Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go work now."
Yeah, but still technically being one. Shortly after that, you're gonna get a thing that hits the floor. That's what I'm telling you right now. If it hits the floor, they call it the anchor. I've already
Right.
spoiled it slightly because I actually thought you were up to that point.
No, but I'm assuming
is a
that comes
thing
from Renner, so some giant, or from
No!
Lenegis at least.
Yeah, it comes from Lenegus. Renner is beyond Legia.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, they're weird how they do this.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, because you've basically got the way that the world works.
It's
You've got
basically
Dana,
let's go to Deep
and
Space Nine.
yeah. So you've got Dana and you've got Renner, and then you got this little moon in the middle of it that they call Lenegis.
It's not even a moon, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's probably like a space base.
If you actually watch the intro from what you've got at the minute, it actually shows you what it looks like, and it's like a space station type thing.
Yeah, makes sense, I guess. Good, artificial moons, even better. Right, Dariusz.
Yes.
What have you played?
Nothing.
Okay, cool. Stefan, what have you played? No, you did. You did Spooktober. What did you start playing last night? Or Sunday night?
Yeah. Well, before that I played a little bit of Mini Metro.
Oh, the little puzzle game.
Yeah, where you have to like maintain the shapes.
The Metro Link, the Metro Link,
yeah,
like the tube stations.
Links, yeah, with people being represented by shapes, and the shapes want to go from one point to another.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, this game is quite hard if you want to get to that certain, level.
Yeah.
Okay. See, me and Ryan were watching you play this and talking to each other.
Oh yeah, we were watching you play. We were definitely watching you play Little Nightmares, and
I was about to say, you definitely know we were watching you when we were going. Yeah. Sound is key.
I know you were
the
watching.
Mat's on the floor, but literally watching you do it, and it's like the whole when you were like, he can smell me. It's like, no, the sniffing's there to put you off. That's why you can hear the as you walk all the freaking time.
I mean, you did, once you figured out that first puzzle, you did learn very quickly about the whole sound effects this particular encounter.
But I do like the way that game did that. It does literally trick you thinking that blind man can smell me, because he sits there going,
I'll go with definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I can. And it's like, nah, I can't.
Yeah, so we got a little bit ahead of you little Spooktober thing. So do you want to explain what Little Nightmares is? I mean, it's been out for a couple of years, and it's had the sequel that we should probably get a few.
Quite some time. So A Little Nightmare. To be honest, to this point, I still have no freaking idea what it is about. I know that I am a little dude in a yellow jacket with a weird check on my face, basically.
Yeah, it's like a little raincoat.
And doing Mario style, I'm walking mainly left to right.
Yep.
And trying to avoid some strange encounters with strangers, I would say.
Yeah.
Either mainly monsters, I would call them, because I am not entirely sure what that kind of dude was. I'm calling him Big Daddy.
See,
I believe he is just known as
the.
I did read up on this on the walkthrough. He is known as the janitor, which would sort of explain some of the sort of stuff you were walking around, like the last puzzle involving the laundry basket.
Yeah,
it was like on the track.
No,
so.
You know they've done. You just remind me when you said his name's the janitor. They've made Amongst Us VR.
Yes.
Oh no!
I was watching some people playing it, and this guy was like just about to kill someone, and then this guy shouts across the room, "Hey, he's trying to kill you! Turn around!" He turns around and he goes, "I'm cleaning the windows." That's not a job. That's not one of the missions on the job. I've never heard of a janitor. He goes, "Okay, but I'm watching you." But then you see him again later on, and he's like, "Where did you come from?" He goes, "I was just wiping the circuit down." But he came out of a vent He went, "You just come into the room and watched him was beating me up. Literally, the guy was beating him up in the corner." And the guy's like, "What he's doing? He's beating me up." And I go, "I'm just beating him up because he came out of a vent."
Oh, classic.
But his argument all the time is when they go, "I'm sure that's not one of the tasks on the thing," and he goes, "I'm a janitor, mate. Never heard of it." That would be kind of funny if amongst us had like job titles, so you'd only get certain jobs within this title.
So like you could just get electrician,
Yeah.
for example. Yeah. So that would then mean if you're sat there turning
you could
around,
get like a specialized in it, so you could get electrician, plumber, or something like that. That work, but you get the janitor that'll have a mix.
But then an imposter doesn't get a title, so they then have to their fake tasks. In fact, actually remove the fake tasks, but let them determine sort of what sets of tasks they're supposed to be doing as an electrician. So if someone turns around, if they turn around and say, "Oh, I was clearing the leaves out of the vent," it's like, "But you just told us you were an electrician."
Yeah, you shouldn't have that job.
Yeah, you shouldn't have that. You shouldn't have that set of tasks. Sorry, did I say clear the vents out? I meant like do the Simon Says on the
fix the vent
on the reactor. Yeah, no, I could understand that. But yeah, Darius, we were really enjoying. I was actually really enjoying your little nightmares run through.
I'm not really a great person to play puzzles games because, as you can tell, I am not very patient with anything.
Oh yeah, you were the absolute definition of the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but the thing is, in person, doing an escape room or anything like that, you're nothing like that.
You are a lot more analytical when you do.
Play the chest with me, Stefan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always losing because I don't want to keep thinking ahead and I'm just moving whatever I feel like.
Oh yeah, there is that definitely rules for that. It's just try and find the person who wants to pick up every item in the room and tell them to leave it.
Yeah.
One minute.
So anyway, I did enjoy playing so far the Little Nightmares.
Mm-hmm. To the point that
part 2 coming out?
Yeah, to the point where you do want to like do a couple of other streams at some point.
Yeah, I will do. Not today and probably not tomorrow, but maybe on Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday will be good.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, it's a really nice game. I don't know why, but I kind of expected more towards the medium. The game, the psychedelic horror game.
Yeah.
This is more like platformer, which is more towards the actual Limbo.
It seems to be, yeah. I guess I feel, and this is sort of happening with Terry playing A Machine for Pigs at the moment. That there isn't the horror isn't like big spooky like last second jump scares. Well, it's just this like sense of dread that there's always something not right going on the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I had kind of. That was the feel I had while playing the medium. The game did make me jump twice through the whole game, maybe. Once on the beginning and once somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And other than that, it's just the graphics, the sounds. That's what make you not the scary sounds like something popping out. It's just like the theme, the theme of the music.
Yeah.
The background noises. That's what makes you uneasy. And I really, really enjoyed the medium, and hopefully I will be able to. There will be like I don't know, second part to it or something. So anyway, let's focus on the Little Nightmares for now. So I will finish it off probably by streaming it.
Yeah.
And then maybe I will just pick up the second part because it's fun.
Yeah, fair dues.
Especially knowing that you guys watching it and having fun, then yeah, why not?
Yeah, fair dues. No worries. Right, Stefan, your turn, mate.
Wait, what am I doing?
you know what you're doing. It's what's being played. So other than Tales of Arise,
Oh, we're still on that bit. Sorry, I've played Tale of Arise. Well, I'm getting
you know
closer
the
to the
feature's
end.
called "What's Being Played," not "What Are You Playing Right Now."
Well, as Terry mentioned in the last podcast, me and Terry started a flat world.
Yeah.
We have.
What the hell is this?
It's Minecraft, but just a flat world. There's no hills. There's nothing.
That
Basically,
sounds boring.
It literally it is like the most difficult place to ever live on the planet. The first few days of it, we literally got killed constantly by slime.
Oof.
And then we found a village to live in, and then we bricked the wall off. We built the walls. We did what
Brick the
Donald
walls
Trump
up.
couldn't do.
You built that wall.
All around us, no one's getting in.
Ah, right. Okay, so you basically more became Pascal Savage from Johnny English, who just turned Great Britain into a
Put it into
prison.
the prison. Yeah, we turned the corner of this. I think he's got a 3,000 by 3,000 block map, so literally
Yeah.
you can run from one side of the map to the other. It's not that hard. To be honest, it is. You'll probably get killed.
Well, yeah.
There's enough mobs out there that'll just kill you, especially slimes. But I got in our first we play. We're not playing it constantly, and at the minute we're basically doing AFK while none of us are properly playing on it. But in the first day I built the village breeder for us, so we can just keep spawning out villages and not have to worry about much. Yesterday, me and Terry built the iron farm, which we could only build after I got villagers who would trade us iron tools that we then melted down to make iron to make the iron farm.
Right.
Because if we didn't do this, we would literally have to stand there manually going, please drop us iron. Please drop us iron. Let us pick it up. Let us pick it. Now it automatically picks it up, and then we did a sorting system for it. Which, to be honest, the design we've used isn't the best design for an iron farm. It's literally the basic thing you can ever build for an iron farm. Even the guy who does the video for it, he goes, it's just something basic. It's something you can do straight off the bat. It'll make you... I think I've been AFK on it for 8 hours.
Right.
We got about just under a double chest full of iron in 8 hours. Well, I know for a fact, for the iron farms I know of, but are so much more complicated, I can make one which will literally in 8 hours would probably fill our whole system up and overfill us. And our system is, well, for what we're doing at the minute, we have, if we AFK the way we are, we could AFK for about 3 days before our system overflows.
Right.
If I build one of these complicated farms, which would literally be, can I get it to work, not get it to work type thing, we could easily times that by 10 and have it done in a few hours in like literally no time for what little area we have for a sorting system.
Yeah.
And
You seem to have these with these like mechanical things. So you guys going for these like factory style Minecraft worlds and stuff like that. It's just very
if you want factory, see, I watch Hermitcraft, and Hermitcraft do, not all of them do industrial giant building sites, make everything so productive that you basically you AFK there for an hour and you basically never need that resource again. If you go to a Minecraft thingies, what are they called? Mumbo Jumbo talks about them a lot. Sidecraft, that's what they're called.
Right.
They're the ones who literally take a farm and go, how can we make this 100% better? And they do it. They'll make that farm that was generating, let's say, 5,000 iron an hour. They'll times that by at least 10 or more, and go, well, now it makes over 1 million iron an hour. We did that. And it's still the same farm that you had to begin with. We just made it better.
See what you're getting here, Darius, is efficiency is key.
Yeah.
Which,
well, see, that's kind of thing which pulls me off from many games in the type of Minecraft. Because
you see, not all Minecraft has to be like that, though.
I don't really mind to go graft for some materials, etc.
See, I love the
but
grind. I love the whole grinding for stuff. I find it so calming on Minecraft. It's like I'd go
it's
for a few
too,
hours.
what I'm trying to, it's too much for me in terms of Minecraft. I did play, what do you call it? The Void, the train kind of game.
Yeah.
Okay, there is still the grinding of it in this game. However, it's not as necessary to progress because you're progressing into different waves. First of all, you do have to complete your run from one station to another to get to unlock something. And secondly, yes, you have to gather all those resources to upgrade your train.
Yeah.
And that's kind of for me a right balance for grinding and building.
Okay.
So
you say right, but Minecraft has no balance. It has nothing. It has either you can do excess building, you can do excess grinding, or you can just do the game in half an hour.
Yeah.
With doing none of that.
Or you can just turn on the creative mode and build whatever you want.
Yes.
So yeah, as I said, Minecraft is not really my thing. I did have it right now because the other day I was just checking the RTX mode on it. Looks great.
I still think you should play with us.
And yeah, that was me basically.
I mean, I still think
I might do it at some point, but
I think you should still play like Final Fantasy with us as well if you can
Even
deal with
Final Fantasy.
if you can deal with the poor graphics.
Yeah, I told him what you said, poor graphic boy.
it is.
It looks fucking beautiful.
No.
What you don't know is that Darius was running everything on the lowest settings he had.
Yeah, come on, you've got your RTX card, turn it the fuck up, just crank it up.
Yeah, well, no, I might have to. I will try to get back to the Final Fantasy because I just barely started.
Well, let's put it this way: I'm going to be restarting the story soon. So
right.
if you want to restart it, you can restart it with me because I'm literally just going back to redo another
class. I've not started the story even. I am like level, don't know, 3, maybe 4. I just killed the first few. What was it? Mushrooms?
Yeah.
I don't think you even did that, did you? Didn't you just meet me in a thing? I added you as a friend and you disappeared.
No, yes, but I've played a little bit later further.
Oh, did you? In other words, you playing without
done some of the first quests.
What are you? You're a Lancer, aren't you?
Yes, I am Lancer.
So that's the melee DPS to go with the range DPS, the magic DPS / heal, and the tank.
Oh, you leave my Lanafel alone.
Yeah. How are you? What's your progress in getting to your Lalafell Grand company that you wanted to do, or your free company that was just all Lalafell?
That might come with when I go back to help Darius here.
Got you.
My gladiator. See, now I have literally turned around and said I will become like the tank lord and have every tank class maxed out. And then I found this Lanafell little. It's one of the mages.
It's hard to have everything maxed out because either you have to spend like hundreds and thousands of hours into the game,
or spend a lot of money on the game,
or both things literally will help. Spend a lot of money and
it's not actually that hard to grind in that game, especially if you just follow the quest lines and shit like that.
I assume so. It's not really the grinding type of game. This is more like having the whole experience of enjoying the world. Basically, that's what I think it is.
See, it's like I know D plays it for the story. I have no idea what's going on in the story, by the way. Because I don't play it for the story.
Yeah, I play it for the
literally
main
don't play it
story.
for the story.
The sort of the auxiliary bits or like ancillary bits.
I don't even care about the main story. All I care about is I just like the looks of the creatures that are in it. I like the way the world's looking at. I want to see more of it that way.
The art of Final Fantasy always was and still is great.
But the graphics crap. Don't forget that.
I just don't know what it is. It's just
what you don't know is
I have the issue with anti-aliasing, maybe.
Maybe you're just thinking too much. Maybe you've sat there and watched too many Final Fantasy movies, Final Fantasy films, and gone, it looks nothing as good as the films.
I'm used to right now to the Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 5 quality. So
yeah, that may. Yeah.
It's a little bit of okay.
Yeah, fair. No,
the worst thing you ever did was buy a PlayStation 5.
Oh, yeah, at least the motherfucker got a PlayStation 5. Let's think of it that way. Right. With that,
the worst thing you ever did was buy a PlayStation 5.
Right. With that, we're going to move on. So before we get on to the two little bits of news, there's a third bit of news that I said that I'm going to be getting on my soapbox for. So, first of all,
Ryan's getting on his high horse. I'm playing back. I'm going back.
Yeah. If you just go back down, you go back into your thing. So, we're in the middle of the League of Legends World Championships for 2021, also called Worlds, for sure. And we are now, as of this podcast, we've just had the first day of the group stage of Worlds, or as some people call it, the beginning of Worlds. There isn't. There was a bit beforehand that happened last week called Play-ins.
Did you watch the TFT for Worlds, by the way?
No, I did not watch the TFT for Worlds.
Because it literally, like how when you watch people who, especially when you watch people who play TFT, they always go, "You can't force a build."
No, people can force a build.
Oh yeah, there's one build you can force in this season.
Hellions.
And everyone force pushed it within Worlds.
Yeah, Hellions.
So
I think I saw a .esports article regarding it about a guy who managed to get through one of the rounds by forcing Hellions every round.
And it's all about Clegg.
Of course, it's Kled. Fucking Kled. Anyway,
Kled is like the Omega. You'd think Teemo would be, but nah.
No, you can.
I always see a thing I've never seen, unless it's someone on YouTube who's spending hours to do it. I've never seen anyone naturally set off Cruel, because if your Teemo is the only thing left, there's no way there's either the whole team left for your enemy, or there's like your whole team left with a Hellion build. There's never just a Teemo and someone else.
No.
Just
You're right.
For Teemo to go, "I kill you!"
I can now kill you instantly. Goodbye.
Yeah,
no.
I've never had that naturally, and the only people I've ever seen do it, I think I've seen Bunny Fufu do it once.
Yeah.
And literally, for what he says, from when you're watching his games, he even says, "I've been trying this build. I've been trying to do this for 3 hours. I had someone steal it from me in the last minute in the last game. I swear to God, we're gonna make this happen."
Oh God. No,
I feel sorry for him sometimes. The amount of time he must sit there playing TFT just to get these builds to work.
I don't. He can afford to do it.
You say that.
That's his whole gimmick.
He's got other. Yeah, but he's not just TFT. He does Summoner's Rift and everything.
Hey.
And it's like
the benefits of being in the League Partner Program.
Mm-hmm. Is he actually part of that?
I don't know. I could only assume he is. If he's as big as he is. I reckon he is, and from what it also looks like, he doesn't look like he'd be someone who'd abuse it and be part of the sort of the toxic community that League of Legends could normally be. Mostly be, occasionally not be. Why do we play the game? Anyway,
you know the weirdest thing is with especially League recently, I find it's not as toxic as it used to be.
Probably because Like, TFT and Aram. We give
Yeah,
Summoner's Rift the widest berth.
Yeah, but then Aram used to be really toxic.
Oh no, I know why it's not been so toxic recently, Steph. Everyone's fucking playing Earth. There's a featured mode for them to all be toxic on.
But it's been like that for a bit though.
Everyone is playing New World right now.
What?
No, they're all playing New World.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Basically,
Yeah.
the
Amazon
survivals.
MMO where you can be a farmer and also occasionally try and have war with other factions.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, I can't lie, it has caught my eye. I was looking at it when it was in early access, and I just went, I've got too many games that I get bored of them too quickly. Bye.
You know what threw me off it? PvP focused. Well, bye.
Yeah, I don't get stuff like that. But it's like Ark. I don't get why you didn't play Ark as much, Ryan. Especially seeing that we never played PvP on it or anything.
I just never got into Ark.
There's a game that you have played, and I've always wondered why you never really got into it. It's like you played it for a little bit, and that was it.
Yeah. Right, anyway, League of Legends. Planes. There was a team that have unfortunately now been eliminated, but for some people not so unfortunately eliminated, as the story will come, called Beyond Gaming. They had successfully made it through the group stage and ended up into their best of 5 series to try and move on to the group stage proper. Except the night before their next match, one of their players was indefinitely suspended by Riot Games and League of Legends due to match fixing.
Oh!
So, mid laner, the name is, here we go, Qian Mao An, was suspended, according to League of Legends official post, for violating Rule 9.3 of the 2021 World Championship rule set, which prohibits association with gambling. Rumours arrived that Maoan was leaking draft information to one of their friends in order to influence betting on picks and bans that would happen in Champion Select prior to their game. Rumours again have come down to the fact that apparently he said which characters were going to be picked and banned and what would have a heavy chance of being featured, only for them to not appear, for the friend to lose money, and for them to decide, well, you've just lost me money, let's end your career, motherfucker. And that's possibly what's going to happen. So he was suspended from the World Championship indefinitely. Didn't matter. They went out the next game. And then maybe subject to additional penalties following a full investigation. League of Legends do not look well, or do not, they are not happy regarding. Yeah, thank you, Martin. They don't look favourably on rigging of matches.
Martin,
this has happened in. Yeah, this has happened in that Martin's just gone backstage now, so he's off. But he's come back. He's just come back. He's just had to suspend a player and then bring him back. So yeah, where were we? Yeah, so they don't look favourably on it. They've banned players for less in regards to potential max fixing in lower tournaments, and the fact that this has happened at Worlds is a big fucking red flag.
Yeah.
My soapbox issue here is in regards to the audience and fans. And now, unfortunately, I'm looking at the wrong places for balanced conversation regarding where people stand in regards to this suspension and potential ban. Because considering my places to look at are Reddit and Twitter. The best place for balanced, normal conversation. And there seems to be a bit of a 50-50 split in regards to the severity of the punishment, which seems to be a bit off, to be honest. Match fixing is match fixing, regardless of how severe or whatever it is. It's like there are a lot of users who are turning around and going, well, he didn't throw the game intentionally to cause the match to be lost. He just leaked potential draft strategies.
Yeah.
No, I'm not of an agreement on that. If you are doing that, if you're leaking drafts, you're more than capable of throwing a game for a bung and getting a nice little
It's
payday.
In LOL game, it's enough if you just miss your ult in crucial situation when your team relying on it.
Yeah. And then if you're
sorry, I just misclicked or something I missed, and you cannot really prove it something was done on purpose or not.
Yeah, but the fact that you would then be potentially betraying the other 4 members of your team and the rest of your organization that you contracted for to get a few extra money.
Bucks.
Yeah, is ridiculous. The thing that I've got on this is, at the end of the day, and this is still the thing that comes up, people seriously want stuff like League of Legends, esports as a whole, to be taken seriously as a sport. And so at that point, I say that in order to take it seriously as a sport, you have to monitor it as if it is a sport. And let's be honest, you don't get away with match fixing in football, tennis, rugby, your big team sports. You don't get away with it in sport, so why the fuck do you think you should get away with it in League?
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's just had a bad spell. Just give him his 18-month suspension, then he can come back. Blah blah blah. No, footballers have been done over in their careers for less. So
yeah, exactly. I only on you with it, right? If you're messing up with the rules, you seriously should be out of it for a lifetime, basically.
Yeah.
Especially when the community wants the esports to get off, I would say, to start off to be as big as, let's say, football games, right?
Mm-hmm. And let's think of it this way: it's getting close. If you look at sort of viewerships between sort of League and the Super Bowl, for example, is
yeah. However, you would be expecting more games coming towards this, not only have League of Legends as an only single game being a big sport event.
Yeah.
You want more variety in it.
Yeah, that sort of ecosystem needs to be there as well.
Yes. So if the let's say they are the first League of Legends, kind of. They're the first big ones. And if something like that will be happening and they will let it slide, it will make a lot difficult for another game to get to that same level.
Yeah.
To be recognized as an esport worldwide.
Yeah, because at every point then they'll be looking over the shoulder.
Yes.
It's just you'll be constantly going there. And like I say, credit to sort of Riot and the world's organization or the world's team for that. They found the problem, nipped it in the bud immediately, and moved on. And with the fact that there's potential, further consequences, says that they're taking that seriously. I know it's always going to be tough because there's always going to be an element of people wanting to
extra
sort of be greedy in regards to that and use the players to do it. But if you keep stopping the problem before it grows too much, you can at least keep it at a minimum. So yeah, that's my little rant in regards to that. Fans of League of Legends and esports in general, if you want it to be treated seriously as a sport, you're gonna have to deal with incidents like this being treated as seriously as it would be in sport. Sorry, that's the way it goes. The guy might look like a nice guy and has got a nice career ahead of him, but if he fucks up with match fixing, sorry, that's his own fault. And at the end of the day, there's the other rumour, he tried to do it for tits. Not even for money. So, he's screwed up there. Real bad. Anyway, we move on, and we go to one of our other regular features. I don't have Terry to provide it for me, but I'll try my own ways. What the fuck, Blizzard? Still got it.
Shouldn't even freaking ask.
Yeah, so, oh god, lawsuits. There's been a lot of lawsuits at Activision Blizzard, and the big one, though, is the lawsuit between California's Department for Fair Employment and Housing versus Activision Blizzard. Though, according to this post from like 4 or 5 hours ago from PC Gamer, it's getting a little bit messy because there is another agency. Oh god, let's just have a look at this. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. There was the lawsuit in regards to the 18 million settlement that happened last week. Basically, long story short, there's a lot of legalese in this. Conflict of interest. As members of the EEOC are the same as members of the DFEH, and Ryan is feeling a little bit HELPLESS here regarding this. This is probably not the best story to do, but basically, that lawsuit has got messy, and it's now going to make the big lawsuit, the thing that started this whole thing off, the 2-year investigation into sexual harassment and like effectively stifling of equal opportunities at Blizzard and Activision Blizzard as a whole. Let's not just try and palm this off of just being Blizzard. It's the whole fucking company. Come on now.
Yeah.
I don't know what more can be said in regards to that, but that's just an update. That this is your weekly scheduled reminder that the lawsuit's still going, no matter how many times Activision try and send you out an update for Call of Duty Cold War or whatever the fuck they call it these days.
But have you noticed Activision's really actually kind of got their name not really on it as much?
Yeah, it's classic business of this is nothing to do with us. Goodbye. So
it's our game, but we want to put our brands apart from it. This is the Call of Duty brand, not our brand.
Yeah. Whatever happened with sexual harassment or stuff that could have happened at Call of Duty is nothing to do with Activision. Not at all. I mean, we mentioned a couple of weeks back that their lone legal officer decided to go and say, I don't know about the successful winning this court. Yeet! And, sort of left there. So that's your update in regards to that. And I've got one more story, which may be actually funny for you. So, you know about NFTs, right? Non-fungible tokens, or whatever that's fungible tokens. Basically, crypto for images. And have you heard that Intellivision is still trying to release a console in the year 2021 called the Amico?
Okay.
I wouldn't worry too much if you didn't, because Burning Trashfire is the development cycle for that console. The owner of Intellivision or whatever is known to be a bit unscrupulous and very critical of people being critical of his plans and stuff like that, as in, like going on Twitter and harassing them until they either leave or they get blocked. And that's
we're
not even
allowed to do that. Did you say?
No, we're not allowed to do that.
I've been doing that.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm only messing.
Okay, so yeah. So good news in regards to the progress update for Intellivision Amico. I work all the time anyway. It's fine. The Intellivision Amico has released a bundle of 8 games. The console that's not yet released.
So I can get the games, but I cannot get the console.
Correct.
Okay, so I will be not able to play it, isn't it?
Correct.
Fuck.
Yeah, so this has come from I've got this one from Eurogamer. So we've got like a pack of 4 physical games out of the 8 that they're planning to release when the console comes out are available for purchase now for $80/€80, because again, we live in the fucking video game industry where currency exchanges do not exist.
Unless you live in Canada.
Yeah, at which point they exist too much and you can't buy something for someone in Canada or the other way round.
No, I don't think they care about the other way around.
Oh, yes, yeah. Fair enough.
They don't care about us buying stuff for them because it costs more. They care about them buying stuff for us because it costs less.
Yeah, that's the point, yeah.
That's what it was. Because I bought stuff for Duncan and Terry before, but they can't buy stuff for us because it's cheaper.
Yeah, they couldn't gift them over, it's just like...
So, as I put it, if you ever want to send me anything, there's my email, send it to my PayPal.
Yeah, there. So, or you can get all 8 games available for $149.99 currency. But yeah, as I mean, the problem is the Amico was due to arrive, according to this article, on the 10th of October last year.
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of, don't know how it was.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But the additional thing on there.
Vision Amico console pre-order, is that it?
Yep. Yeah, but how much
is this?
Do you want to post the picture of the console into the Discord, Darius, just so you can see, so Stefan can see what the hell this thing is?
I do see it, and it's
where did you put it?
He hasn't put it anywhere yet.
Oh.
Well.
I can try and find it as well if you want, but my God.
Okay,
So,
where is it?
oh, yes, it's been placed in the chat now. So for audio description.
There's a console?
Yes.
No, freaking console with 2 controllers, I assume.
Yes. What it basically looks like?
That looks like an iPod.
Yeah. So the pads and the screen, definitely do look like an iPod. That looks like its base is a foot bar.
Yeah. It's like you pick up your 2 iPods, you play one in one ear and one in the other, and you put your feet in it.
And you just That
looks worse than my freaking phone.
Yeah, is that?
It kind of does look like it's like one of them like phones that you have like hooked up to a thing, and you can just take it out and walk around your house with going, yes, Margaret, it sounds pretty good.
And that's a picture of one of the games that looks like it's being developed there, like this like very pixelated golf game, is it?
Yeah, and the release date is apparently 31st December 2022.
22.
Yeah, 2022.
But they're selling the games now.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes you ever wonder like if people are getting scammed. I mean, this is worse than the whole Soldier Boy console. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, it's gonna have an Android Linux operating system, octa-core Snapdragon 624, and we currently in all phones have the further generation of 800 Snapdragon.
You know what else it's also going to have? It's going to come with a fucking walking stick for everyone to need to use by the time the thing comes out. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
Where in any sort of business sense do you think the idea should be to sell the games for the console that's not coming out until next year, given the fact that it's already been delayed for a year?
Well, it's better than selling the console with no games.
No, don't try and flip that argument on there.
But it is better than that. At least you've got the games when you know you're buying the console.
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, I guess when the Amico does come out, at least people will be able to pick up the damn console.
Amico, see our games, but you cannot see our console on the freaking website.
That's just absolute mental. I think on that bombshell, I think that's where we wrap this podcast up. Just to leave that in the idea of how has someone managed to get business sense so wrong. I mean, I know what we'll do. What we'll actually do is we'll provide people this podcast now for the potential best of podcast that'll be delayed for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
But you can't play this podcast until the best of podcast comes out in 3
Like I
years'
said,
time.
it sounds good to me.
Yeah, all right.
What's your issue?
There we go. I will get that organised with Terry, and we'll get that all sorted. Right, so yeah, we're going to wrap this podcast up. So thank you, Dariusz and Stefan, for turning up and dealing with me today.
Yeah, I was a nightmare, as always.
Fair enough. And if you like what you heard and you want to support us and keep listening to this absolute crazy show, you can do that. If you're watching us on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, click the bell. Watch out for the content ID. Don't worry, it's all fine. You can, if you're listening to this on Twitch or watching this on Twitch, give us a follow, and then you'll know when we do all our stuff again. You can also like us on Instagram, like our friend Stephen just did. That's on our Instagram page at Immaterial Gamers. You can also contact us on social media at Immaterial Gamer on Twitter or facebook.com/immaterialgamers. You can always support us on Twitch if you want, monetarily, by chucking some bits our way or a subscription. We're not your parents, but you've got their card. It's fine. And we are also in the middle of Spooktober, as we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. So that's going on until the end of October. I'm just going to place it in the chat again, just in case anyone's seeing it. And we've got the fundraiser for Cancer Research UK for their very modest target. But we've all known someone who's been affected by cancer or has had to go through the horror of cancer, and that's the whole point of Spooktober, is that we can do that, so hopefully no one else has to. So you can always do that there. And we're available on the audio services as well, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever great podcasts are served. Our podcast is also there if you want. So, it's time to wrap this up. So have a very good night or day whenever you're listening to this, and we'll see you next week. Toodaloo!
Catch you later, guys. Bye-bye.